Hey guys, welcome back. I hope you're having an amazing day. Let's get right into the stories. The first story is titled, Am I the A-hole for refusing to lie to my niece about why she is not allowed to come skiing with me? I have a brother, Hugo. When Hugo was 19, he got his then girlfriend, Amy, pregnant. They had their daughter, Ashley, who's now 11, and later got married and had a baby boy who's 4. Over the years, I've become close to Ashley. When I'm home, I live abroad. I take her out to shows, shopping, horse riding, etc. We also keep in contact via text. She's bright and thoughtful, just a pleasure to have around. Amy has never liked me, but has mostly put this aside for Ashley. Me and my boyfriend are visiting my family for Christmas and then leaving to go skiing. We arranged for Ashley to come skiing and stay with us for New Year's. Amy wasn't keen on this idea, but relented because Ashley was excited to learn how to ski, as all her school friends do. I took my boyfriend's hire car to pick Ashley up from school on Friday, and she was excited because it's a sports car, and I let her friends sit in it and take pictures. At dinner, she asked if I would drive her too and chaperone her and her friends going ice skating on Tuesday in town. Hugo said I probably didn't want to look after a bunch of kids, and Amy had already planned to chaperone. Ashley ignored him and begged me to chaperone. I really didn't mind, but Amy looked annoyed, so I said I wouldn't want to mess with the established plan. Ashley kept pushing and said she didn't want Amy to come because Amy dressed badly and was never fun and embarrassed her. Hugo told her to apologize, which she did, but she also kept insisting it was true. Amy got teary and Hugo kept telling Ashley she'd upset her mother, but this just made Ashley angrier and she dug her heels in. Because of this, she was told she was not allowed to go ice skating and is now not speaking to Amy. Yesterday, Amy and Hugo came to me and said they didn't want Ashley to come skiing anymore. Amy feels Ashley needs to spend more time with her family, and Hugo is supporting her. They asked if I would tell Ashley that me and my boyfriend had changed our plans and wouldn't be going on the trip anymore. I asked why, and they said if they told Ashley the truth, that she would blame Amy and that would defeat the point of her trying to build a bridge with Ashley. I said I understand that, but I didn't feel right lying to Ashley, and if her parents had made the decision, they need to deal with the consequences, not push it on to me. Amy said if I cared about Ashley, I would realize it's best for me to fall on my sword, rather than alienate her further from her mother. I said no again, but Hugo said we should all take until Wednesday to think about it. Ashley is still being very standoffish to her mother, and I know if she finds out her mother canceled the ski trip, it will get worse. So now I'm wondering if I should go along with Amy's plan. I just want what's best for Ashley. Am I the a-hole? Comment said, not the a-hole. Amy and Hugo need to confront Ashley about how she treats her mother, and they should not ask you to lie. Ashley not going on the ski trip should be presented for what it actually is, a punishment, not a means of bridge building. Another comment said, not the a-hole, and not only will Ashley prefer knowing the truth, but she will also feel as though she can trust you because you are refusing to lie to her. Also, Amy trying to guilt you into lying by pulling the if you actually care about Ashley rhetoric is such an a-hole move. The next story is titled, Am I the a-hole for refusing to give my sister any of my grandpa's inheritance? I was recently bestowed an inheritance of close to $50,000 by my late grandfather. The reason I received the inheritance according to the will is because I was the only person in his life who would make a point of visiting him at his old age home. His wife and friends were all long deceased, and my parents live in a different country than him. I would visit 1 to 2 times a month to check in on him, play cards, bring him on walks, etc. The main reason for these visits was because when I was at the lowest point in my life after getting home from deployment, my grandfather was always there to listen and talk with me. We were both combat veterans, so he understood me on a level other people couldn't. Here is where the problem lies. My grandfather held a lot of extreme viewpoints that I do not agree with. More specifically, against the LGBTQ plus community. I resented my grandpa for these views and called him out whenever he would say something inappropriate. I was very close to ending the visits because of these views, but decided against it for reasons discussed prior. My sister is happily married to a woman and therefore obviously cut off contact with my grandfather. My sister and I have a very good relationship in general, but would frequently fight over my continued relationship with my grandpa. When he passed away and left me the money, I did not think there would be any argument over it, as my sister wanted nothing to do with him, understandably so. However, when she found out about it, she demanded that she should receive half of the money. I was shocked and basically told her no way, as she was not the one who had been visiting and providing care for him for the last 5 years. My sister was visibly angry, and we have not been on speaking terms since. This has left me wondering whether I am the a-hole, as my sister was a victim of my grandfather's bigotry. However, I don't think half the money is a reasonable request. I will accept whatever judgment I receive. Am I the a-hole? Comment said, not the a-hole. I understand why your sister broke ties with your grandfather, but she's being very hypocritical, wanting his money and entitled in demanding that you share your inheritance with her. As they say, where there's a will, there's a relative. Another comment said, on the other hand, it was your grandfather's decision, and you can honor it. On the other side, if you uphold his cutting off your sister, you are upholding the same bigotry he supported that drove her away. Self-respect says, that's inappropriate, as you say. Honestly, I would share at least a fifth quarter with her. It's not completely a-hole territory, but you will probably lose a relationship with your sister if you share nothing. Is that a consequence you're okay with? The next story is titled, Am I the a-hole for going off on my ex's girlfriend, for taking my daughter out of state to visit her family and saying I no longer want her around my daughter? I'm a 28-year-old female, have a 7-year-old daughter with my ex-husband Liam, who's 44. Liam has been dating a woman, Ellen, 33 years old, for 6 months. She has already moved in with him and has been trying to take on the role as the second mom. Not stepmom, second mom. She insists my daughter calls her mom when they are together, which my daughter is uncomfortable with. Ellen usually is the one who drops my daughter off, as Liam works 2 jobs. I don't like that Ellen is the one that drops my daughter off, because if I need to speak to Liam about something pertaining to our daughter, then she always has to give her input. Medically, school, having extra time together on either side, etc. I've let both Ellen and Liam know that she doesn't have any input on what goes on with our daughter, but they both brushed it off. The issue happened last Friday when we were doing our switch off, and I went to our spot we usually meet to pick up our daughter. I waited for about 4 hours, then called Liam asking where Ellen was and if she got lost. The conversation went like this: me, Liam, where's Ellen? I've been waiting for hours and she's still not here. Did she get lost? Liam, what do you mean? I thought she told you she wanted to extend our time together. Me, no, I never got a call or a text about that. Can you put our daughter on the phone? Liam, she's with Ellen, visiting family, in a completely different state. At this point, I lost it on him. 1, for not even being with our daughter, and 2, for not checking with me to make sure I knew about this. I told him to call her and tell her to bring her back. And from now on, Ellen is never allowed to be around my daughter. Liam said I was overreacting, and that would mean he would have to quit his second job. He is completely fine with just 1 job. His main job pays 6 figures. I told him too bad, and called Ellen, telling her if she didn't bring my daughter back right now, that I would call the cops. She just said, fine, way to ruin the fun. And how she wanted my daughter to meet her family, because they are going to be my daughter's family soon. She apparently didn't even make it to her family's house, because 2 hours later she pulled into our meeting spot. I didn't say a word to her. Took my daughter and haven't spoken to Liam unless it's strictly about our daughter. I've asked my family about this, and the majority said that it was wrong to yell at Ellen, as she just wanted to bond with my daughter. And I should be glad she's not an evil person. Am I the a-hole? Comment said, not the a-hole. Go back to court and get it in writing that someone can't just take your daughter to another state without the parent. She also needs to stop telling your daughter to call her mom. If needed, take your daughter to a therapist to testify that it's detrimental to your daughter, especially if she doesn't want her to call her dad's girlfriend mom. They aren't even married. Another comment said no. He has only been dating her for 6 months. She should still be having limited contact with your daughter and definitely not any kind of decision-making authority. Not the a-hole. As a father, your ex should never have let this get so out of control this quickly. Another comment said, not the a-hole. Depending on the custody agreement, neither you nor your ex could take your daughter out of state without express written permission of the other. Even if your ex has primary custody, I believe you have rights. What is not okay is a woman who is not part of any custody agreement taking a 7-year-old out of state without either parent. This was your agreed upon time to have your child, and this woman took her over state lines without your permission. That might qualify as kidnapping, and you should definitely talk to a lawyer, if not the police. You are not the crazy ex. You are this girl's mother. New Chickie is way too comfortable. You are not the a-hole. The last story is titled, Am I the a-hole for saying I don't care if my half-siblings because it's not my mom's job to mother them? My parents were married and had me and my brother. My dad had an affair with Kate, and Mom and him divorced. Ellie was the result of the affair, and Tommy was born when Dad married Kate. A year later, Kate died. My dad's family rallied around my half-siblings and tried to make up for the loss of their mother. My mom shared custody of me and my brother with my dad. He had asked her to include Ellie and Tommy in her life after Kate died, and even told my brother and I a few times that they would be coming to Mom's with us, and she'd be their mom now too. My mom never did take Ellie or Tommy into her home. I don't even think she's ever interacted with them. When I look back at moments where everyone was present, she was always one side with her family and Dad was another with his and my half-siblings. Ellie and Tommy, as they've gotten bigger, have expressed all the emotions you might when you don't have a mom, but you sometimes share a home with kids who do. They get jealous, sad, frustrated. They have asked for us to share Mom with them, and they have wanted to come along when they hear Mom is taking us on vacation. They have wanted us to all spend Christmas together. All kinds of stuff. They also have just Dad's side of the family, since none of Kate's want to be in their lives. But we have both sets of grandparents and aunts and uncles involved in our lives. A few times over the years, Dad or my grandma or uncle have asked me if I don't dislike that my mom wouldn't open her heart to kids who are part of my family. I always said no, because they are not her kids, and so it doesn't make sense to me that she would. My dad wanted to try and get my half-siblings' wish to come true for a Christmas where we're all together, which would include my brother and I and our mom. Mom said no. She did not engage with him beyond her no. Ellie and Dad then tried to get me to talk Mom around, and I said no. I told them I do not want to tell her around. Ellie got upset hearing that and left. Dad and my grandparents then cornered me later and asked me how I can say that when I know Ellie and Tommy feel left out and they crave mothering. I told them I don't care if they feel left out because it's not my mom's job to mother them, and I would never expect her to do it, and since one can't be fixed without the other thing happening, them feeling left out can't be fixed unless they feel like now they have a mom and my mom. Then I realize it's not going to happen. They told me my mom could and should have love for them as her children's siblings. I told them that Dad should have thought about that before he cheated on her and got another woman pregnant while he was still married to Mom. Am I the a-hole? Comment said, not the a-hole. I don't get why families act like this. Your mom has no responsibility to those kids whatsoever, and everything you have said about this situation is correct. Hold your ground, original poster. This is so unfair on you and your mom for the way they are treating you. I hope they stop soon, otherwise they are really going to damage your relationship with one another. Another comment said, it's sad because it feels like Dad is trying to get back with Mom and is using the kids as a prop to do so, which made them have this obsession over having her as a mom, which clearly isn't going to happen. Don't get me wrong, any kid in this situation would miss that motherly love and would probably look for it in other people. But the level it's at, and especially the insistence for it to be this woman who's never interacted with them, just screams to me that they were manipulated to feel this way. Clearly, Dad doesn't care whose hearts to break to get whatever women he wants at the time. Not the a-hole. Another comment said, not the a-hole. Your mother has no responsibility around your siblings, and the tale your dad and his family invented of her becoming their mother figure is never happening. It's unfortunate that their mother died, but it doesn't change the fact if your dad wants to give them a mother that much, he should be looking for a partner already. That's the only way it could happen. They should leave your mother alone. Your family includes both set of grandparents, mother and father and siblings. Their family included one set of grandparents, father and siblings, including you. Your siblings sure have it rough since their mother is gone and her family isn't involved. But had your dad insisted on the family that they actually have instead of forcing your mother in a role she's not interested in, they probably would have accepted the situation better. Life is unfair. Thank you for watching. I would really appreciate it if you could like the video and subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. We'll see you again tomorrow.